It's official. The trade we've all been waiting for, the biggest trade of the year, has finally happened. Julius Randle's a Brooklyn net. I can't believe it. Seriously.
We do not care.
Definitely an interesting trade by Minnesota. Clearly want to free up some money, moving back 5 spots in the draft. Okay, let me be serious before people click off. Giannis Antetokounmpo
Antetokounmpo for three.
is a Miami Heat. And usually in these situations, I would say, I can't believe it. I can. I think we all can. Obviously, most people's attention is going to be on Miami, which I totally get. And I'll get to that. But I actually want to start with Milwaukee because I am so impressed by the return they got from this trade. Seriously, in a situation where you're essentially pigeonholed to 3 teams, and you're always going to have some leverage considering it's Giannis, but in his 30s, just came off his first real injured season, and you drag this out to the max, and you still get what I think is the best return you could really ask for. Tyler Hero, Kalel Ware, Jaime Jaquez, Kasparis Yakachonis, nailed it, and 3 first-round picks, a first-round swap, and a second. And these picks deserve their context because in the case of Boston, everyone was saying, oh, they could offer 2 first-round picks. Giannis, Tatum, and Jaylen Brown, or sorry, not Jaylen Brown, I guess. Giannis and Tatum are not going to be in the lottery anytime soon.
Hey, that's my shoulder.
Now, in fairness, Miami is also a team who doesn't typically pick in the lottery, but they might not have a choice by the time 2033 comes around. And even if Miami is still good by then, even in the 2030s, they're still a playoff team. You have a guarantee in this year's draft. In one of the most stacked draft classes we've ever seen, you now have 2 lottery picks. Already, that's a foundation. Because if you don't want to believe in the players they got back, really, Kalel Ware is the only one I'm looking at to have star potential. Although, I'm not counting out Kasparis. And I saw a tweet that went viral that I'm sick to my stomach. We traded Giannis for the chick from Stranger Things. It is pretty funny. But Hero doesn't really have to matter in this trade. I don't think he's a guy who's going to lead you to many wins. And that's if they even keep him. I would love to see him get rerouted somewhere like Detroit. I know that's kind of random, but I just think him in Detroit would be such a perfect fit. But nevertheless, shout out Milwaukee. It's very sad to see this era come to an end, but it was time. And now, Miami. You got your guy. You got Giannis. If there's one thing you can say about Pat Riley, it's that he makes the big swings. But I don't think this was the move. And look, if they end up in the finals, then I'll definitely make a video and use my SpongeBob flashback to show how wrong I was. But I don't love it. Truth is, you had to give this up if you wanted Giannis. But that's just it. I don't think you should have wanted Giannis. I know they've never been a team to tank. The last time they picked in the top 5, Dikembe Mutombo was still in the league. But still, if you really still want it to be a playoff team, which I don't agree with, you could have done it with the roster you already had. If you look at all the major moves that Miami has made over the last 30 years, because there's been a lot. Jimmy Butler was a sign-in trade. LeBron and Bosh were sign-in trades. Shaq, although you did give up 2 big players in Odom and Butler, you didn't have to completely strip your depth. Tim Hardaway was for 2 solid players, and Alonzo Mourning was really your big swing where you gave up Glenn Rice, who had been your franchise guy for 6 years. But that's it. That's it. They've been able to acquire these guys without having to gut their roster. This is the first time they've really, really gone all in to the point where if it doesn't work, this is bad. Like, really bad. And like I said, I'm sorry to be pessimistic, but I don't think it will work. You have no depth. None. And usually when a team doesn't have depth, you could count on the starting lineup being elite. It's some fun names. Davion, Norm, Wiggins, Giannis, and Bam. But it's not elite. And that's even if they hold on to these guys.
Hold it. Run that back.
Wait a minute. Go right.
There, freeze that.
Full screen.
Zoom in right here on this spot.
Zoom.
Wait, stop.
Stop. Pause it.
Enhance.
Enhanced.
Enhance.
Freeze and enhance.
But it's not elite. And that's even if they hold on to these guys. I didn't even realize this until a couple minutes ago. They're really strapped for cash. They might actually not be able to re-sign Norman Powell. Based on what I've read from people who are a lot smarter than me, they would need Wiggins to restructure his contract so they can get Norman Powell. You are putting so much faith into Pele Larson and Drew Smith to become something. And I don't think you're going to get that from them this season, if ever. Okay, I'm editing this video. Who's going to tell me that Drew Smith is 28 years old? So forget what I just said. What you see is what you get. And even Larson is already 25. Those are some old rookies. All in all, I totally get if Miami fans want to be happy. You have Giannis. You secured your top 5, arguably even top 3, when he's healthy, player in the league. That's it. You're untouchable in that regard. Even if you fill out the rest of the roster with 40 overalls on 2K, no question this team should make the playoffs. But you're not getting a guy like Giannis to simply make the playoffs. But like I said, I'm sad to see the Giannis era end in Milwaukee. Loyalty is hard to come by nowadays, and he is like the shining example of it. He got them a championship, and that's all you can really ask for. But man, I might actually make a video about Giannis' era in Milwaukee, because I don't think anyone believed in those teams more than I did. I felt so vindicated when they won that championship, and I swear they would have gone back-to-back if not for those injuries, but that's a conversation for another day. Now, Milwaukee isn't totally in the clear. They are still paying Lillard. They do still have to deal with Miles Turner for the next few years, and they also employ Kyle Kuzma. But I think as far as complete rebuilds go, as far as blow it up, restart, move on from our best player in franchise history, I don't think it gets much better than this. But hey, I've been wrong about the Bucks before, so it definitely wouldn't surprise me if I am again. I remember the exact moment when Lillard got traded to the Bucks. I got the notification, and I remember I looked around to see if anybody else looked up from their phone. I looked around to see, is there someone I can talk to about this? Because it was that major to me. I'm really disappointed that duo didn't work out, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And now I'll dedicate these last 30 seconds to my Wolves fandom. I really thought we were going to get Giannis at the deadline, and I thought we'd even get him after this Randle trade. I don't exactly see the point in moving back 5 spots. I get wanting to clear up money, but I'm really not sure what move we could make. But I'll leave it to the people in charge. Just gotta hope it was worth it. Shout out to Julius. I know a lot of Wolves fans probably aren't fond of him, but I am. I'll always remember what he did for us in the 2025 playoffs. And hey, he revitalized one city in New York, so who's to say he can't do another? Although, my goodness, Julius Randle and MPJ hoops are... Oosh. Is that going to be an eyesore, or is that going to be a sight for sore eyes? We just gotta wait and find out.
So, she bought me this too.
Stop putting it. There's little kids on there.
So, guys, you know, the freak.
Stop. What is wrong with you?
He could be a freak on the court and on the shit,
Oh my
you know
God.
what I'm saying?